Live, February 28th. It's the Oscars!
Live, whenever this episode airs, it's the What Happened to Music podcast. Yay. Whenever you're watching this 3 hours ago Pacific time.
All right, so we're going to be talking about the Oscars. Because that has music in it.
So
Has probably better music than the Grammys.
So, the Oscars being held on February 28th, which is in the near future. We were taking a look at some of the nominees for the music-related topics. Which one should we address first, do you think?
Let's go with Music Best Original Score, because I feel like that's the only one that I...
Okay, so Bridge of Spies, Carol, The Hateful Eight, Sicario, and Star Wars.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everybody is familiar with what Star Wars movie.
I'm actually only familiar with 3 of those. Carol, The Hateful Eight, and Star Wars. I've only seen one Star Wars. I'm basically going to just say to give it to Star Wars every time. But,
I feel the same way as you.
We're also going to complain about The Hateful Eight and them destroying a antique guitar.
But more on that later.
More on that
First, moving on, music, original song. We have Earned It in 50 Shades of Grey, which I forget came out last year, but there you go. Manta Ray, Racing Extinction. I've never even heard of that movie. Simple Song number 3, the third one on the list in the movie Youth. Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, and Writings on the Wall from Spectre, the James Bond film.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with any of these before, so we ended up listening to it.
Yeah.
Simple Song number 3 just seems to be like an operatic thing of someone just kind of...
Which I'm not well versed in opera, admittedly, but I don't feel like it was that great of an example.
No, probably not.
The Lady Gaga one, that was The Hunting Ground, right?
That was The Hunting
Ground. Yeah, that was okay. Writings on the Wall, we probably agreed, was the best one. That's Sam Smith.
Yeah, I mean...
I like how he held to his strength in music that makes people want to cry. That seems to be where he excels. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought song-wise, I mean, I feel like that really captured for a pop tune the spirit of James Bond.
Yeah.
And Spectre. I mean, it's like, okay, and you know, even the
kind of GoldenEye.
The intro, no, it is or Goldfinger.
Yeah.
No, so that would be the one that I would want to win. And sound mixing, which is interesting because I don't think at any point I'm like, oh wow, the sound mixing in this is just so good. I wonder how they really kind of decide that award for sound mixing.
Yeah.
Like, which is the better mix. So Bridge of Spies, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Give it to Star Wars.
Give it to Star Wars.
Star Wars. Star Wars.
I saw The Martian.
Okay.
Was actually a really good movie. Again, with something like sound mixing, I mean, I realize that's a super important category.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say important category, super important job. I don't think anyone's ever said to themselves, "Oh, I watched The Martian." You would not believe the sound mixing.
I believe sound mixing would be the kind of thing where the less you notice it, the better.
Probably
it is.
The best.
Right.
I wonder if that also has to do with all the sound creation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sound studio. So I imagine that's not just the mixing. But so Joe, why don't you fill everyone in on the Hateful Eight and all
right,
stuff.
So there was a big story that the musician community went crazy over. So in the Hateful Eight, which neither of us have seen, but we have seen what we're about to talk about, there's a scene where Kurt Russell's character gets angry and grabs a guitar from Jennifer Lee's character and then smashes it. And then she gives, of course, her character's like, "Oh my God, what did you just do?" Turns out that was a very genuine reaction because that guitar was not just a prop. It was an antique 6-string from the 1870s that was borrowed from the Martin Guitar Museum.
1870 was the actual date. If you haven't been to that museum, it's a great trip. I've been to that factory twice, and the museum. I've only been to the museum once because I was there as a kid, and then there a few years ago. Yeah, it's a really great trip. And you get to see lots of really cool stuff. And I probably...
But you won't get to see this guitar
You won't see
anymore.
that. You won't get to see that guitar anymore.
So apparently when they first informed the museum that this happened, they were told that there was a, quote, accident on set.
And that,
So the museum was like, okay, that's terrible. It happens. We understand.
you assume someone's gaffing something.
But then they were filled in later that this was an intentional smashing of it. Apparently not by Kurt Russell. Like, he had no idea.
Well, now there's a couple of different theories floating out there. Obviously, we're assuming that Kurt Russell, and we did make that meme. Kurt Russell didn't. I assume Kurt Russell
would not
Mr.
knowingly
Snake
smash
Plissken himself.
Yeah.
Do you get the Snake Plissken reference?
Yes.
Good. I'm assuming that he would not have said, you know what? I'm just a jerk. I'm going to smash this almost 150.
I'm above the law.
I'm above the law. Wearing an eye patch the entire time. I don't think I don't think that he would be at fault, right? So that leaves two people. So the one story is that it was someone in props that made the mistake
And didn't either switch it out or
didn't switch it out or didn't say anything.
Yeah.
The other option is, and it depends on what you end up hearing, Quentin Tarantino
wanted a genuine
reaction,
which the script did call for a guitar smashing, from what I understand.
And here's the thing: if you wanted a genuine reaction, I feel like you could have just said to, I'm sorry, who's the actress? Jennifer
Lee.
Jennifer Lee. If you wanted a genuine reaction, you could have just told the actress, oh, this guitar is from 1870. Aged it up really nice. Oh, this is the guitar from 1870. This is the guitar from 1870.
This is a nice guitar
what
from
a guitar,
1870. I'm going to tap
and then
it
Kurt
and
Russell,
hold it lovingly.
And Kurt Russell could have smashed that one. And the reaction would have been exactly the same, because you would have at least been like, oh, well, this guitar is from 1870.
Or not write it in the script, and then when you're giving Kurt Russell his character coaching, be like, it would be awesome if you smash that guitar. That would really convey your anger, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna smash that guitar. I'm Kurt Russell.
I heard that, and when you watch Jennifer Jason Leigh, when you watch her reaction, I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen that scene. It doesn't seem like it seems like she breaks character, because you can tell she's yelling.
I'm watching the GIF right now.
Yeah,
and she just does not look like she's acting anymore.
Oh, have you heard the audio?
You could tell.
I mean, the audio is just gonna gets taken down.
Yeah.
Constantly for copyright violations.
Yeah.
But having heard the audio, it just seems like she's yelling at Kurt Russell on camera. I don't know what her character is like.
Right.
From what I read one report and said something like Tarantino was like all giddy when it happened because he was getting his shot. I'd like to know who the prop person was, because I would like to hear an actual explanation of. I mean, I guess if you want to work in that town again, you would have to take the fall.
Right.
Because you can't be like, nope, Quentin Tarantino totally did it, or whatever the issue was. Someone needs to be held accountable.
Right.
I think.
Well, the museum will no longer be renting out guitars.
And that's kind of sad.
Films.
I mean, that's the one thing when you go there, they have Martin is big on their history.
Yeah.
And they're also like being relevant. So, I mean, that's the thing that I'm sure I can, picture being on that museum tour and seeing exactly what they would have said. Oh, this guitar was, from 1870, was used in the Hateful Eight, and oh, here's some pictures of it. Oh, and you can go home and see that movie now. I mean, they're really obviously proud of it.
You could buy it in the gift shop.
I mean, the company's been around since 1833.
Right. Mark
Twain had a Martin.
If that's his real name.
It's Samuel Clemens. For you high school students out there.
But on the bright side, the movie is up for 3 Oscars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's up for 3
including
Oscars.
Best Cinematography, Best Actress in a Supporting Role, which look up if that's her or not, and Best Original Score. So
I don't know.
It is an award-nominated film.
Award-nominated film, one of them being in the music category.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. I mean, I know I've seen reaction that spanned from people saying, well, it's not a tragedy because, it's just wood and wire and all this other stuff. I mean, that's what people said. I mean,
no.
What
It is, Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer Jason Leigh is
Best Actress in a Supporting Role, The Hateful Eight.
Please don't smash my guitar.
Might have won her an award.
Possibly. I realized and the guitar was insured for however much.
Well,
I don't know if Martin's more upset about the money or if they're more upset about the 1870 Martin.
Well, it's like my saxophones that I own are insured, and you get the money back, but you don't get that back.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it is just theoretically a guitar, and yes, I mean it's like, a museum piece guitar. It's I think what I'm most upset about is I don't feel it was a genuine mistake. I feel like there was probably something up with it, and I feel this is just Hollywood kind of just doing, we can do whatever we want because
they are gods.
We're Hollywood kid.
So, what are your thoughts on the Oscars in general? Any specific categories? Do you want to comment more on this incident? Although I feel at this point the guitar smashing incident has been commented on extensively.
I think it has been. I feel like there's going to be more things that have come out of it. I mean, people are still upset.
Right.